baby, you can free my mind and nothing's gonna take control. I need something that I could never find, boy, you got it and it ain't for sure. Hey, oh baby, won't you take my hand and never ever let me go? But it's time for us to take our stand, show the world that we're a miracle. That's all I wanted from you, a little more attitude. Oh, how can I refuse? 'Cause you're the one that I choose. 'Cause all I wanted from you was for our love to come through. There's nothing else I can do, but you're the one that I choose.
It's Monday, the 24th of April. Yes, you're thinking, where's the music, the intro music, Rokk? I'm going to do it this way from now on. I'm going to say, hi, welcome to the show. Let's have a chat after this. Welcome to Rokk Around the Clock. Daily cloud gaming news live at the same time, Monday to Friday. But first, if you're new to the show, please subscribe and hit the bell. If you'd like to support the channel, why not hit the join button on the channel homepage and become a member of Team Rokk? And then we come back to me. So that's how the professionals do it, isn't it? A little segue. How are you guys? It is Monday. For some, that's a bit like, no, not all over again, please, no. For others, it's like, yeah, bring it on, loving it. So much great stuff on the go. Nerds World, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause. Yeah. Ant, the Cowboy King of entertainment, the Crown Prince. You see, we're getting ready for a coronation in the UK for King Charles I don't know what he is, 6th, I think. And we've already got a king of entertainment. I personally couldn't give two figs about the coronation in the UK. I'm actually intending to try and have a coronation-free day. It's funny, you know, how things change. When I was young, and we had things like the Queen's Silver Jubilee, you know, like 25 years on the throne or 70 years or whatever it was. And we had little street parties and everyone was like, God bless you, Mum, God bless you. Ain't like that anymore. It ain't like that anymore, folks. I can assure you a large proportion of the English public really couldn't give a stuff. The Welsh, the Scottish and the Irish could give even less of a stuff, and I don't blame them either. Although actually, I do quite like Charles. I can't forgive him what happened with Diana, because that broke my heart. I mean, who didn't love Diana? She was just perfection on all levels. What happened there? Travesty. But I think underneath all of that, behind all of that, and as much as the whole royal thing is, and that they are essentially, they're Autobots within the royal kind of industry, I think he's an okay guy. I think he actually does care. But I have no interest in royalty. I don't know, would I want a republic? Yeah, probably. I think it's probably time. Maybe we need to divorce ourselves a little bit more from but, you know, our current government doesn't care either. It may say it does, but it do not. How are you guys? I've started very politically. It's unusual for me. Ooh, naughty Rokk. I hope you're all well. Let's have a little look and see. We've got some fantastic folk in the chat. Look at this. We've got young Adam flexing his seps. Do you call them seps in bodybuilding? You know, I mean, like, you know, everything is shortened, isn't it? Like Phoenix had the Rona. The corona. Did they say, I just got to work on my seps today? I did a bit of gym work when I was younger, but that was a long time ago. Let's have a chat. Yeah, let's do it, my friend. Let's have a chat. It's Monday Chat Day. The reason I came up with Monday Chat Day was because after a weekend, I just couldn't be bothered. I just have a little chat. And I like it when we chat, and you like it when we chat. So what the heck? I like the ring of Sir Rokk. Sir Rokk. It kind of has a feel to it, doesn't it? Sir Rokk. I'd never get knighted, mate. He might go a little deeper with the sword on purpose, but I can't see me ever being given. I actually think that again, as a thing, it's so used for the wrong reasons these days, particularly by the government that we have. Probably the less said, the better. My very good friend Raymond, always in the chat first, always there with please drop a thumb and the likes and the hearts and stuff. I love you, brother. Thank you so much. Just to say also, I heard from William over the weekend. He's not in a great place, bless him. Please do send him your prayers and your thoughts and your best wishes. He's struggling at the moment. And I won't divulge why. That's a private thing. But he's, we send him absolute best. And I thinking about him all the time at the moment. I hope he's going to be okay. Send him lots of hope. That's the important thing. Hope is all you got when all's said and done, isn't it? When it all looks like it's gone to rat's it, and you can't think of ways out, what have you got but hope? And sometimes all you need is one person, just one person, to phone you up and say, I promise you it'll be okay. And that just feels like 1,000 tons taken off your shoulders, doesn't it? I promise you, I'll look after you. That's the thing, when we're all kids, somebody said to me once, you're in business, you're doing really well. At that point, I think I had about half a dozen companies or something. What do you want? What's the end game for you? And they thought I was going to say, I want to have a massive house and, a jet plane and stuff. And the truth is completely opposite. I am the world's... I had this conversation with Mrs. Rokk on the way in the car yesterday, and I was saying how I don't drink, I've never smoked, I don't like going out to restaurants, not very much, not really. I don't buy expensive stuff. I don't have a car. I don't have a boat. We go on a decent holiday maybe once every 3 years. I am an incredibly low-cost husband, and I'm happy that way. I don't like spending money. I think if you've grown up poor, as we did, and my mum and dad, both my mum and dad had 10 brothers and sisters with like 2 bedrooms. So when you've come from that place, I don't think you ever lose the value of money, do you? And I don't take it for granted. But anyway, they asked me, what was it? What do I do it for? What am I into this for? And I said, I don't think they weren't expecting this, but I said, the one thing that I want is that feeling of security when you're 5 years old. And no matter what happens, your mum or your dad are there to pick you up and soothe you and make things better. That's all I want, I said. And I just want a position in my life where we're just not surrounded by demons. And we all are. Every one of us in this chat right now, all of us have demons somewhere in our lives, don't we? And there's none of us. And if people say, no, my life's perfect. No pressure, no stress. It's brilliant. I take it with a little bit of salt. I really do. And having friends that will turn around and say, it'll be all right. It'll be okay. I promise you. That's mostly what people need in life, I think. That little bit of hope, isn't it? A little bit of hope. What a prophetic start to the show. Flexing, says Phoenix. She's talking about your man Rouster flexing. Me and Phoenix were in each other's streams over the weekend. It was very nice. Phoenix was doing a bit of Dead Island 2 and a little bit of, I think she was doing a bit of Disney. I don't know if that was her or me. I wasn't streaming Disney. I was streaming I did a lovely little Animal Crossing show for young folk. I had I had a couple of requests from people's children who'd watched my first Animal Crossing video to do another one. And it was so sweet. So I thought, okay, I will, but I'll actually do it in the style of a TV presenter or like reading a book or something to children, which is what I did. And it's a lovely little show. If you want to watch it, you're more than welcome. My daughter watched it in bed last night to get to sleep. She said it was fantastic, which was very sweet. But I might do more of that. I've been asked to do some more of that kind of stuff, so I'd love to. And with Josiah and Hezekiah, I do try and encourage a whole family, a cornucopia of family type stuff. I'm just having a quick look at the chat. Al is in the house. I saw him just now. Where did I see Al? I'm sure I did. There he is. Happy Monday. How are you, my friend? Al, as always, feeds me amazing titbits. I think that's the word. Was it tidbits. I always get that wrong. Let me just Wikipedia. Is it tidbits or? And then we'll find out the origin. Etymology, that's called, the study of words. Tidbits or tidbits. It is indeed tidbit. T-I-D is the preferred spelling. And the origin looks like it's Old English for a morsel, a sousson, a tiny thing. Ah, interesting. Okay. Yep, in American and Canadian English, it is equally tidbit. Sometimes titbit is used, but you see, you get a lot of that where people mishear things. The classic is the word itself. Pronunciation is very often said as pronunciation, but there ain't no O in it. It's pronunciation. You pronounce it. That's the thing that throws people. But it is pronunciation. Love it. Big Gaz, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in, dude. Very much appreciated. This is our Monday chat. We just chat. Well, I kind of chat, really, but it's great if people jump in. Just the helicopter, Rokk. You know me a bit, Phoenix. I don't possess anything like that. I've had stuff in the past, but it's really not me. I feel incredibly uncomfortable. And I get buyer's remorse within 5 minutes. You've seen me do it. You've seen me buy stuff. I get buyer's remorse. And I think, what am I doing? Spending $600 on a freaking PSVR 2. Send it back. You don't need it. There's kids dying in the Sudan, and you're spending on trivia. Stop it. I do a fair bit for charity as well. That's the soul feed, isn't it? Doing stuff to help other people. If you're in a position, and you don't have to be wealthy, you don't have to have a load of money to help people that need help. There's always somebody worse off than you. So if you can, go and volunteer some time at a local shelter for animals, doesn't have to be humans. You're just helping out, just making somebody's day that little bit brighter. And I tell you what, the sense of peace that it brings you, particularly if you're not feeling great yourself, if you've not had a great year, things ain't going so well for you. Sometimes helping other people, getting praise for helping other people, it's soul food is what it is. Riva the Beaver, it's young Crobat, aka, how are you, dude? He had a poor old Riva the Beaver. I tried to stream a bit of Valhalla at the weekend, but it didn't happen for you, mate, did it? You having all sorts of issues. Not Ciroc, but Ciroc. It's a drink we have over here. Trust you to take it down to alcohol, mate. I mean, come on. Ciroc. Oh dear. Could be Sir Croc, couldn't it? As in the shoes. The incredibly expensive chunk of plastic from Australia. I'm going back up. I should be coming down, but I don't want to feel that I've missed anything. It's a good picture. The shirt also adds to it, though. Maybe not everybody notices that. What does it say? It says something happy adventure. What's a happy adventure? I'm looking. It's very tiny on my screen. You probably see it a bit bigger. And what are you up to, my friend? What have you got on this week? How's life treating you? I hope you all had a good weekend, by the way. I've been so rude. I've spent the last 20 minutes talking at you and not to you, and that is incredibly rude. Incredibly rude. Let's have a little look. Let's file down here. David, Mr. Wilson. Tidbits, you see, he knows. He's a clever little fella, is young David. He knew what it was. Twisted Barber, what is up, matey? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I thought the same things. Great. Crystal Surette. Some great guys in this chat have been great listeners. Yeah, I popped into Crystal's stream earlier. It's very good. She's really coming on in leaps and bounds. A couple of weeks ago, do you remember me saying how there's this kind of journey that we all go on as content creators? We start with thinking, just stream with no mic or anything. Just get some pictures up on, okay, cool. And then you sort of think, I really should talk because people are saying hello, and I've got to stop and type chat and stuff. I'll just do a little bit of chat. So you get a mic and you set it up. And hello. My first time. I'm a little bit scared. Oh, please be gentle. And then you go for a little while. People go, no, it's good. I love hearing your voice. You're great. You're really, I'm enjoying it. It's cool. And you think, hey, I'm doing all right. I think I'll invest in a camera. Before you know it, you're a fully fledged streamer, come content creator, come podcaster, come would-be multi-millionaire. It's such a lovely journey, and I've seen everybody do the same route. Pretty much everybody. Pedar, how are you, my friend? Oh, loving the logo, dude. Look at that. He's on fire. How are the journals doing, buddy? Striking out there in your entrepreneurial way. Loving to see that, my friend. How is it all going for you? You could probably guess. Peddar's become a publisher. My first business was in publishing, actually. Myself and my father-in-law, who sadly is no longer with us, we published a series of street directories, which are maps and streets. We went around all the sort of little local towns and stuff and mapped them all out ourselves and sold advertising, got them properly printed, got them sold in W.H. Smith, which is the big bookseller pre-Amazon in the UK. And then was funny times. And then sadly, he died of cancer, and not long after we started the venture either. So had to call it a day. Turned it into a graphic design agency instead, and from there into web design, and from web design to where I am now. So little kind of route with a few other things in between around the edges and stuff. Cowboy, I had a fun and relaxing weekend at the mother-in-law's house, and I'm leaving work early today to find out if I need surgery. Oh yeah, because you had your MRI, didn't you? And they were saying you've got like a torn shoulder, I think, which, I mean, to be honest, you didn't really need the MRI to know that was the case, did you, buddy? I had a problem with my shoulder about 6 months until recently, where the muscle at the top of the shoulder twisted, so the arm wouldn't go in the right way, and every time you moved it, probably very similar to you, as agony. And I went to see a chiropractor. I keep calling them a chiropodist, but that's a foot thing, isn't it? And he was, oh mate, I'm telling you, he was more painful. And in the end, after I don't know how many sessions, I just said enough. I'm not. Every time I go, he digs his thumb straight in up inside my armpit, makes me move my arm. And I'm not kidding, it was absolute torture. And it got better on its own. And I just wish I hadn't bothered to go. I'm sure it would have just got better on its own. Oy vey, it's the way it goes, isn't it? But living the dream, David. Reba is living the dream. Whose dream are you living? That's the thing, isn't it? See, that the secret to happiness is creating the dream that you want to live. But for me, honestly, that's a really simple life. A life of friends, family, stress-free, sunny days, Mrs. Rokk by my side, and a dog. I'd love to have a dog. Not allowed. It's against the rules. It was written into my marriage contract. No canines of any flavour. What do you do? What do you do? So I have to admire dogs from afar. And do you know the funny thing? It's the same with kids as well. They seem to be attracted to me. Dogs come up, and the owner will go, watch Rover. He can get a bit. And he's like, oh, hello, fella. How are you? They're just like, it's like an aura I must give off to animals. I just love it. And to say with kids, it's interesting though. I have noticed. So I'm that kind of guy. I see a little fella in a queue or something, I'll start making a little face, and he's like. But I have noticed years ago, they would beam back at you. And you'd have this kind of, it doesn't have to be verbal, but it's a kind of facial thing going on, and you make them laugh. That's changed. And I tell you why it's changed, because of this whole fear thing that has grown up around stranger danger and pedos and all that kind of stuff. Truth is, yes, there is that in the world, and it's horrible and nasty, but it's always been there, and the odds are incredibly low that it will ever affect most of us. And it's a shame where, as a society, we get made to be so afraid of everything that we become almost insular. Do you know what I mean? We had, as a for instance, yesterday in the UK, across the United Kingdom of England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, everybody's mobile phone or cell phone that was able to, everybody's smartphone, which, let's face it, it's 90%, isn't it, of cell phones these days. I think it was 325 precisely, with some exceptions, went did-did-did, did-did-did, did-did-did. And when you looked at your phone, there was this is a test message. You know, we're going to use this to alert the UK to any life-threatening stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm 56 years old, right? In my 56 years, I have lived through the Cold War, I've lived through the Afghani war, I've lived through the Iraqi war, I've seen the Twin Towers, I've seen terrorism. There has never been an incident that has threatened the entire country ever. And it's just a classic. It's a classic fascistic tactic. If you make the population fearful, just a little bit, and a little bit more, and then a little bit more, you can get them to do whatever you want. And that's all it's about. And it's a real shame. That's my government, folks. Watch out, it's coming to a country near you. David, everyone's talking to me. Come on, Rokk. I think the secret to happiness, says David, is accepting you won't find it in this place and getting on with it. Yeah, I'm living testament that isn't the case. And I think, without a shadow of a doubt, all of us go through dark times. And for some of us, they last a ridiculous amount of time. And it looks like you will never, ever see the end of it. But you always do. Not everybody. I mean, I grant you, some people just can't take it anymore. And they check out and so on. Or they get so ill that, you know, nature, God, takes its course. But if you've got hope, my friend, hope, that's all it takes. Just hope. And sometimes as well, you've got to help hope. You know, you've got to kind of make small, tiny movements in the cosmos that just you hope will send ripples out and help you. But you've got friends, David, and you know it. Think where you'd be right now if you hadn't have discovered the friends that you've discovered in this community and people that have been there for you and continue to be there for you. So I think that I am an eternal half-full optimist. I always have been. Granted, I've been more optimistic in the past, in the full flush of youth, but I've grown into become quite an old cynic. But I am an optimist. And if it's one thing I can promise you in my life, if it serves any example, is even if it's the last minute, at 1 minute to midnight, something always happens. Sometimes it's not the thing that you were expecting or hoping for, but it will do and it helps. And you just got to kind of try and remain optimistic. But lean on friends. Lean on me. David Wilson, you make burgers. Oh yeah, I saw. Talking of burgers, here's a story for you. I wonder if you know this. I said to the wife in the car yesterday, I said, so what's the difference between a beef burger and a hamburger? Because this is a trick question. And she said, well, one's made of pork. So when have you ever gone into a burger joint and had a pork burger? No, I don't think I ever have. Right, okay. You see, that's the confusion. Both hamburgers and beef burgers are beef. The reason it's called a hamburger is because it originated in the city of Hamburg in Germany. Ha-ha! Your favourite burgers came from the European immigrants that came across from Central Europe and Germany. And they were hamburgers because they came from Hamburg. But of course, the confusion was people thought they were pig, so they changed it to beef burger, and both work. But that's it. You see a little bit of an origin there for you. I try and drop a little factlet every day, just to give you something to think about. Miss Phoenix had a burger yesterday. Anybody who's born in the 80s or later, that's all you ever eat. That and pasta. Don't you go telling me I had a burger yesterday. You'll be having a burger tomorrow as well. Yeah, Rouster, it's hard for people who feel that they've always been fighting their entire lives. That there's always been some insurmountable rock, to get over. It really is. And I just wish that I could spread that hope. Just go, here you go, have some of this. Because honestly, as long as you've got hope, and don't give up. That's the key, particularly when it's yourself. Don't give up. It's so important. Crystal says, we're having burgers for dinner tonight with sweet potato fries. They're very much a favourite in my house, Crystal, the old potato fries. Not such a fan myself, but I have been trying to cut back on the carbs for quite some time. Undoubtedly, I just don't exercise very much anymore. I live such a sedentary life. So I've got to be careful of loading carbs because, of course, carbs is the body's kind of reserve tank. Yeah, so it's using the energy that it has, and then it calls on the carbs. Well, if it never gets to needing the energy because you're not particularly energetic, then that just builds up. Oh, talking of which, I don't think I told you this. We sat down to watch The Whale on Saturday night, I think it was. Or was it Friday? It was either Friday night or Saturday night, because I haven't spoken to you since. The Whale with Brendan Fraser. Oh, what a movie. A moving movie. Absolutely. And there's a few things about the film. I don't know if you've seen it. I won't spoil it if you have or you haven't. But there's a couple of things worth knowing before you do see it, because I wouldn't want people to watch it and think, I didn't enjoy that much, for various reasons. First and foremost, it's filmed in 4:3, so it's square. It's not cinematic. It will look, you'll have vertical bars either side of the screen, and that's actually really quite clever. The reason that they've done that is they want you to feel claustrophobic, because the main character in the movie, he's housebound. I mean, he's physically unable, without a huge amount of effort, to leave his house. So he has his food delivered, people come around to the house and stuff. He's hugely, morbidly obese. And so they want you to feel that from the outset, which is really clever. It's also based on a play, so that you can imagine the entire play took place in the one room. So people come and go, but you never leave that room. So there is that sense of claustrophobia further in. Plus, there's characteristics about the story that some people, may not appreciate. But it's a very, very moving story. And interestingly enough, it's written by a guy who himself had eating disorders and also fitted very much the profile of the main character in the film. Of course, it won Oscars, got standing ovations wherever it was shown. And I actually really enjoyed it. My daughter, bless her, my youngest, who we watched it with, when it ended, she was in floods of tears. She said, bless her, she said, Dad, that was the saddest film I've ever seen. I said, yeah, I know, it was pretty tough, to be fair. She said, well, you didn't warn me. I said, well, I've never seen it before. I didn't know. If I'd seen it before, I would have, But it was a humbling experience. And sometimes we need to be reminded of how others suffer and struggle. I think it's important, particularly if we are fortunate, if we have been successful in one form or another. if we manage to get through most of our lives without major illness, or losing people close to us, or having a successful business, if that's a thing that you deem as success. I personally don't, believe it or not. I don't. Money, completely irrelevant to me. Don't need the stuff. I have it purely because it serves a mean to an end. I would happily live as a hermit. I would only buy the basic foods and basic clothes, and I would just enjoy life. Spectrum says, I hope to see The Whale soon. Saw the Mario movie. Oh, bless. Did you take the family? I will watch it, but I will, because I don't have any little ones. My two are, they're ladies. I didn't really have anyone to go to. I did want to go and see it with my little nephew, because he's a little gamer. Although he's much more of a Fortnite player than he is into... and he's got a Switch, but he rarely uses it. So I don't know that he was even that interested, but I would like to have seen it. My son and I loved Mario. I've not heard anything negative about it at all. I think it's still top of the charts, isn't it, Spectrum, I think? It's done amazing box office. I was looking, The Whale cost 10 million to make, which I'm not hugely surprised about. That sounds a lot, but it's like less than an episode of Game of Thrones, right? But I think to date it's done 5 or 6 times that in box office, and I love the fact that it's almost the antidote to Marvel blockbusters. These movies are massively expensive because they figured, particularly after COVID and lockdown, the only way we're going to get people back into the cinema is show them something they can't see anywhere else. Big screen explosions and sound effects and stuff. And I'm sure there's an element of audience that absolutely is the case. But what's great is that you can have a movie like The Whale, which is very cerebral. It hinges on the acting, the quality of the acting and the quality of the dialogue and the believability of the characters in the movie. No effects. Well, there are effects because, I'm sure you'll have seen clips. Brendan Fraser wears a £300 suit. I mean, he was acting, but he was genuinely experiencing what it was like to be in that world. So for me, it's lovely. It's kind of an antidote to that stuff. And I wanted to go to the cinema to watch The Whale, but it kind of came and went before I had an opportunity. But one tip, particularly if you're in the UK, don't rent a movie within a couple of weeks of it coming out for rent. It was £15.99 to rent when it was either at the cinema or just shortly afterwards. And when we watched it at the weekend, it had dropped to £3.50 on the same service, by the way. So that's a lesson learned. 65 came on today for an Ant. Mentioned this movie to me. Now, I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it advertised anywhere, but it looks up my street. Sci-fi, dinosaurs, future stuff. I love all that. So I did. I thought, maybe it didn't come out in the UK. It may have done, by the way. I just wasn't. I didn't see it. It wasn't in my local cinema. But it came on today for rent. £15.99. I thought, right, okay, give that a couple of weeks. £3.50. Thank you very much. Chariot, how are you, brother? Great to see you, my friend. I'm good. I'm actually good today. This is I'll be honest, I'm an open book. I don't like the last week of the month from a business point of view because I'm usually chasing people to pay so that I can pay. It's how it is in business. So I always get a bit stressed this week coming up to the end of the month, make sure that everybody's happy and, business does business. So it is what it is. But this, you guys, this is my oasis. This is my sandals, shorts, Ray-Bans, beach, gentle waves, sunset, palm trees, coconut thing. That's what this is. This just gets me away from there. And I can then come back the next day and take up the fight once more, as you do. Anthony says, hello, Anthony. I can relate to the chasing. You know exactly what I'm saying. If you're in business, or if you're in the management of business, you know exactly. And it's got worse, has it not, Anthony? Is it not worse right now than it has been for some time? It certainly is for us, you know. And it's understandable. People aren't getting paid at their end, so they can't pay. So they sit on the money and they wait. And then they get paid, and then they sit on it a bit more, and then they pay, and then you're in the same boat. And, you know, what do? You just keep getting back up on that hamster wheel, don't you? That's what you do. Pedro, Rokk, what have you been playing on the Switch? Oh, yes, my friend. Do you know what? I literally went to my Switch last week when you, bless you, were saying, oh, I've got any friends? And I fired it up, and had your code, and I entered it, and it said, wait, you're already friends. I looked and you'd already friended me. I must have sent you a friend request earlier. I did blitz it because you can have it show you all the people in your Twitter account that have a Nintendo account, and then you can go, yes. So I probably added you. On my Switch right now, so what I'm playing the most, and I'm jumping between them, is Animal Crossing New Horizons and Disney Dreamlight Valley. I am loving those two games, but I'm predominantly playing them on my TV. They look great. They both look fantastic on my TV, even though they're only 1080p. They look amazing. But I've also got Breath of the Wild. I've got Mario Kart 8, pardon me, and a few other games I haven't really touched, like Brothers and Warframe, Tetris. Just, you know, a few little stocking fillers that I kind of grabbed. They were like a couple of quid. You know, oh yeah, I'll have some of that. Warframe is free. So, yes, it's a job in itself. It is. I mean, full disclosure, Anthony, for some years I've been, even though I am the MD, the CEO of the company and the major shareholder, my actual job has been cash flow manager. That's all it's been. That and a bit of sales and marketing. That's all I've been for some years now, is the cash flow manager. Hoi vey. Hoi vey. Glad to see you all today. Hope you're having a great start to your weeks. Oh, my friend, I hope you are. I know today's been a little bit of it's not a downer show. It's been the kind of show you expect on a Monday. I mean, we've got blue skies. I'm not sure what it's like where you guys are. Even in the UK, it may not be quite as nice. But I'm looking out my little window here, and I'm seeing blue skies and fluffy little clouds, and I'm thinking, and it was a lovely drive yesterday. It was a really lovely drive, actually, a couple of hours to get home, and the sun was out, and we were listening to, talking royals, we were listening to Prince Harry narrating Spare on Audible, which, by the way, is a superb book. He does such a great job. I am a huge fan of him and Meghan, massive fan. And all was right with the world, and I felt good. And I don't feel bad today either. I've not had a bad day at all. I've been playing a bit of, well, I actually got a code for Dead Island 2. Hey, better than that, it was the gold edition, which is the Apex edition. So it comes with the seasons and the cosmetics and stuff. So I streamed 2 hours of that earlier today. Unbeknownst to me, because I did it privately on YouTube so that I could make sure that it was all running okay and publish it later as a member-only video. But like an Egypt, I used OBS and I forgot to switch off my multi-streaming plugin that sends it off to Twitch. So there was a load of you, bless you, in Twitch going, hey, Rokk, hey. And I wasn't looking for chat because I thought I was private. So I was just chatting away. Actually, I thought it was quite a funny stream, if I say so myself. I think my funniest streams are the ones where I'm not thinking about having to engage, bless you, love you. And which is why I tend to do game streams, particularly first looks. I tend to do first look, so anything that I may get a code for day and date, for example, I will tend to do them this way. And then I've been put onto a YouTube trial of a new feature, which allows you to do early access to members. So you can schedule videos right now, but you can't do it purely for members. So I've been put on that program. So for 6 weeks, I get to do that. So I did that one for this. So in 20 minutes time, that video goes live. And members, my lovely members, will get to watch it first. It's 2 hours, so it's a fair chunk. But honestly, if you can, I promise you at least one LOL. I promise you. And then I'm going to make it public in the next sort of 24 hours, something like that. And that's good. It was good fun. And I also did a Resident Evil 4 stream, I think Saturday morning. Which I need to move over to YouTube. That was fun. I've been playing a little bit more of that as well. I'm about halfway through the game, enjoying it. I think it's excellent. But that's kind of largely what I've been playing. I still, do you know what? I've turned off the automatic, so you guys have been talking away. It's worse as a job. Yep. Anyone in the chat picked up Disney Speedstorm? Good question, Phoenix. I know Vet's the only person that I saw. I think Crystal has it or was going to get it. But I can't remember exactly. Cowboy says, oh, Rokk, I played Warframe over the weekend. Yeah, it's a great game, isn't it? I played the PvP and I was terrible. Yeah, but there's some real sweaties in that, my friend. Also, I added a really good comment up top about being happy. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I missed a load of really good comments. There's another one saying, read the last one. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, mate. Hey, Dorrigan! Oh, I'm missing so many fantastic people. I can attest. Dark times are current for me. No reason, no rhyme, just soldier on. Oh, bless you, my friend. Utilise coping methods. Sometimes tomorrow seems like such an effort. Yeah. I absolutely feel you. I've been on medication myself for some years, and recently they increased the dosage, so I know exactly where you are. And some days are a struggle. All I can say is having people around you that genuinely care for you. And if you don't find that is the case, make new friends. You don't have to stick with people that are making your life a misery. You really don't. Whether that's in a long-term relationship, a short-term relationship, or they're purely friends, or even family. You don't have to. Nobody has to live in that place. Get yourself out of it. Surround yourself with happy people. And people that are going to make you feel better about being yourself. I'm still looking for ants. Here we go. I think the secret of happiness is being content. Having a lot of what you want is a plus and a bonus. If you can be happy with what you've got, then you're winning mentally. Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying, my friend. For me, I genuinely don't care about material things. I genuinely don't. I don't need to impress the neighbours. There's a guy to the left of me owns a huge bakery. He's got 5 cars, and they're always over the road and on the drive and stuff. And I don't care. You're not impressing me, mate. Money means nothing. I know so many people, millionaires, that don't deserve to be successful. They're stupid, or they've treated people really, really badly to get there. It means nothing. It's not a yardstick of superiority, being wealthy. Look at Elon Musk. Rest my case. It means Donald Trump. My own Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, some of the nastiest people on the planet. Wealth is not a yardstick of how good you are. Be good to people, that's the key. I love sweet potato, says Reba the Beaver. Burgers for everyone, says Miss Phoenix. Bless you. Reva says, I have Mario Kart 8, Breath of the Wild, Link's Awakening Remake, Super Mario Party, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, Trials Rising, and Mario 3D All-Stars. Wow, you've got a right old selection there, my friend. I am so looking forward to taking my Switch on our holiday to America. I am going to just sat there for 9 hours playing. I'm going to flick. I'm going to do a bit of Breath. I'm going to do a bit of Crossing. I'm going to be doing a bit of Disney, because none of them need to be online. I cannot wait. And I bought myself a nice case at the weekend. It's black and white because I've got the OLED. Looks really smart. So that's what I'm going to be doing for 9 hours. And my family, because there's 4 of us. So whenever we fly, there's always they're the 3 together. And then I'm Billy No Mates across the aisle in the middle on my own. But I don't mind, because I always make friends with the people I'm with. I always come off the plane and I know about their lives and what they're up to. And you can imagine it, can't you? I'm just like me. I just do a show with them. And then I'll just crack open the old Switch, and it's going to be, I cannot wait. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so much fun. Rokk Show, many people may think I have a lot of money. No, I don't. And they would be shocked to know that I only make a year. But between my wife and I, we make time to do simple things. So my wife and I, we kind of, when we both worked when we before we had kids, but we both sort of said when we had our children that we didn't want them to be what we call in the UK latchkey kids. You know, kids that get home from school and mum and dad are at work and they kind of pull the key through the latch and unlock the door and go in and make their own tea or dinner and watch TV, and then nobody gets home and then it's time for bed. We didn't want that. So we set up, I worked from home for about 6 years, first 6 years of my youngest. And my wife gave up work for thick end of a decade, I guess. And now she works a few days a week because they're off at uni. But we sacrificed an earning, a wage, and it meant that, but like, it's not a problem for me. What was far more important for me was the happiness of our kids. And they're great kids. They're amazing kids. They're absolutely superb. So I'm proud that that was the right thing for us. It's not for everybody. Some people, their job doesn't pay a huge amount. And unfortunately, both partners do need to work, or they need to work more than one job. It's just, the world can be a cruel place. It really can. Oh, and Rokk, says Anne, on Thursday, my wife and I streamed the trial of Disney's. I didn't know there was a trial. It's a fun game. It looked good. I'm not a massive car racer, even Mario Kart. I bought Mario Kart for my daughter, and she only played it like twice. So I will play it, but not massively into racing games. Crystal is so grateful for the new friends that I've found here, especially David Wilson. Bless you. He is a lovely but tortured soul, Crystal. But I know he's going to come through it. He's so talented, genuinely a lovely guy, that he has so many positive things in his favour. He will come through it. I'm no doubt at all that that's the case. It's just about fighting for yourself, David. Just not lying down and keeping hope. You don't have to stay super positive. It's hard to do that. You just have to feel in your heart that one day it's going to come well for you. I love Wilson. He is a great guy. Do you know, I don't think there's one person in this chat and in the little community that we've got here, there is not one person here that I wouldn't love to meet in real life and, share a coffee and a hug. Genuinely, I mean that. I think such a lovely, fantastic bunch of people. And, bless you, all of you. Anthony is playing on a PC. And Rokk on Thursday, trial on PlayStation. I'm presuming that's the Disney Speedstorm thingy bob. And Phoenix is off to walk the dogs, or off to go home from work, one of the two. Let me go back up and see. Time to take the dogs to the park. She has said what flavour they are, and I've forgotten. Can anybody remember what flavour of doggy Miss Phoenix has? I think she's got two. But I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember. Love Speedstorm so far, says Spectrum. It looks great. A game that everyone that I've seen play it has loved it. It looks super good. Really detailed. It's the same guys, I think, that wrote Disney Dreamlight. I think. I may be wrong, but I think it is. Or am I thinking of the new... No, I tell you what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the new Quidditch game, which looks nothing like Hogwarts, but is the same developer. That's what I'm thinking of. Yes. And Steam Deck occasionally. I did have a Steam Deck, and it was an amazing piece of kit. And the only reason I sent it back, and I'm still, part of me still looks at when I see people with one and think, oh, why did I do that? It was simply because I'm not much of a handheld person. And I know I could have plugged it into the TV, but I never kind of got the... Because I've got GeForce Now Ultimate, and I've got a half-decent PC as well, which I can play on my TV via Moonlight or Steam Link, so I can get really nice 4K on the TV. It just felt to me that the Steam Deck was kind of a spare part in my entire arsenal. Whereas the Switch, because it sits in its own little ecosystem with its own games and everything, it doesn't overlap for me. And I was just super surprised at the quality of the games when you plug them into a 4K TV. Given that they're only 1080p, they look amazing. So yeah, that's why I sent it back. But I have to say, it wasn't super duper expensive, and I do see it sometimes and think, yeah, but it would have been good. Oh mate, thank you so much for that, Anne. I really appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Rokk, you getting us together to laugh and share our moments is one of the highest things I value during each week. Bless you, bless you, bless you. You know what I think of you, my friend. I try and watch you every day, except when you're shouting at your son or playing wrestling. Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you. You're all way too lovely. Seriously, I'm blessed to have got to meet and know all of you. Well, the feeling is mutual, my friend. The feeling is very... And there he is. Look at Rokk. Oh dear, that's when I had a darker beard. I'm actually letting it go grey a bit. I quite like... See, I'll be honest with you, my hair is naturally dark. Now you can see I've got some grey just starting to come through, but it's unnaturally dark. Most, 99% of the people I know of my age are either balding or grey, right? But my beard is full grey. If I let it go, it's the same colour as this jumper, but it looks really, really weird. It literally looks like I dye my hair, which I promise you I don't. My brother, his hair and his beard are the same colour as this jumper, and he's younger than me. He takes great fun when we're at a party or a barbecue in saying, yeah, he dyes his hair. I do not, you cheeky. But it does look really weird. So I've kind of got into the habit of just dyeing it every so often, because I'd rather have it than not have it, you see. So now I'm kind of thinking, it actually looks quite nice if it's a bit dark at the sides but grey at the front. It's like, like one of them old gorillas. Or one of those old chimps on Planet of the Apes. So I'm kind of leaving it, and I don't want it to go fully white, but I quite like what they call it, salt and pepper look. Yeah, that's how it's going to go. But eventually this will all go grey. But I don't think the top will, though. I genuinely think I'm only ever going to have sort of just slightly greying on the sides. I'm very lucky. All my mum's brothers, who are now in their 70s and so on, all the same. Although they're now starting to grey well into their 60s, none of them they still had quite dark hair. Embrace the inner pensioner, says David. I'm sure you'll pull it off for at least 10 years, buddy. Oh, bless you, mate. Yes, 66, 10 years' time. Wow. Don't knock it. These days it means nothing, does it? I mean, people are routinely living into their 80s. My dad's 80 this year, bless him. Cowboy, thank you so much, my friend, for that. Really, you're a genuinely lovely guy. Yeah, Rokk, we wrestle Wednesdays. It's not for you. I know. I always pop in, though, just, because it's like my bedtime routine. It's like my cup of cocoa before bed. I'm genuine. My wife goes to bed about an hour before I do. And then I either watch, I might catch up on Picard or Mandalorian or something. And then before I go to bed, I put your show on. And if it's a really interesting conversation, I hang around. If it's not, I hang around for a bit, and off to bed I go. But I can't help it, even on a Wednesday with the wrestling, because it's part of my routine. I just love it. Bless you, bless you, bless you. You look good. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much. So, Cowboy King of Entertainment says, David Wilson playing Marvel Avengers with you. I will never forget. I tell you what I've forgotten, though. And none of you have spotted it. I forgot to do the Wheel of Fortune. We're okay. We've got a bit of time. Well, I'm just going to pop up studio mode so I can make sure that the correct wheels are in motion. So that one should be the entrance, but it's the games. That's usually what happens. So let me just change that to the members. Oh no, I've just rolled it. I wonder if I'll tell you who won. It's all right, I'll reset it, don't worry. Now, I've had a request from Crystal to stream some Disney Dreamlight Valley, so I definitely will do that, hopefully this week. Al has been a member for 6 months. Cheers, Al. Your shows helped me get through the week, Rokk. Oh, bless you, my friend. I really appreciate that. I mean, that's all I really want from doing this. The fact that you guys turn up and enjoy it. It's always a little bit late, but there we go. Thank you, Al. I'm just going to get the winner now. I accidentally rolled it. It's gone on for a bit. Should I tell you who it was? Nah, I'm not going to tell. I'm going to shuffle it again, though. I'll keep you in suspense. Anyways, nobody in the chat. I can tell you that much. So, shuffle, and hide. So that's that one. And the other one is correct. So I don't need to do anything there. But I do want to close the ads down. There we go. Oh, I still need... Right, so we're starting, as always, by us going over to the Wheel of Fortune. Let's do it. Here we are. Now, as you can see, that, by the way, that didn't stop on the winner. I've shuffled it since then. But because it's already been spun, it stopped spinning. Renaissance Caster in from Twitch. Now, there's a thing we don't often see. How are you? Am I talking to Stu? I don't think Jimmy does the social stuff, does he, my friend? I've got to say one of my, because there are several, but definitely at the top 5 of the shows that I love every week on a Friday is Stuart and Jimmy. And they had an interesting show last Friday. They had the voice actor behind some of the biggest games you guys have played, particularly if you are a Nintendo fan. Now, I can't remember any of them, but it was things like some Final Fantasy stuff, Xenoblade, all sorts of games. And this guy played some of the top characters. He's been a voice actor for years. Good looking fella as well, actually. But he's like a big game voice actor and a friend of the guys in the show. So yeah, you definitely, if that's of interest, lots of behind the scenes stories and all about game development and stuff. It's me, buddy, says Stu. Feeling sorry myself. Oh, mate, you haven't got tonsillitis, have you? Oh, bless you, dude. Oh, that is nothing worse. Well, there's plenty of things worse, but that's nasty. Oh, wow. Oh, well, listen, sending you love. Hope you get better very, very soon. Lots of TLC, chicken soup and ice cream, my friend. That's all that you need to get you through the week. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? And Reva loves Final Fantasy. Yeah, honestly, it's a great show. It's a really good... but the one caveat, there are lots of expletives. These guys... Honestly, potty mouths. I've tried telling them. They don't want to know. I'm hoping to stream later, says Reva. Hopefully, mic audio will work this time. Well, test it. Just do a private stream. Tweak it, get it right, and then go live, go public. That's what I do. Make sure that it's all good. Right, what was I doing? I was going to be spinning the wheel of love. Entrance foist. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's see who is going to be winning today. I want it to spin first. I feel like you're getting cheated with it sat there. But no matter. Let's give it a spin. Can you do a private stream on Twitch? Ah, no, you can't. Why? Do you not have a YouTube channel, or do they not let you stream to it? Because what you could do if you have a YouTube, even if you're not planning on streaming, you could do a private one to YouTube to test it and get it working, and you can check it on your browser that, you know, you can hear yourself and everything. And then once you're happy with it, stop and then do one to Twitch. You see? Right, let's spin and see who's gonna win. Yeah, they don't do private streaming on Twitch, unfortunately, mate. But if you're really quick, you could just do a few seconds to test it and then cancel it, delete it, go proper public, as it were, without promoting it. Right, here we go. I shall read the names out. We're going past Miss Phoenix. Wave at Miss Phoenix. Going past Stu with his tonsillitis, bless him. Going past Rouster. Bye, Rouster. We're starting to slow around Raven Anime and X2I. Which of these is it going to be? X2I hasn't won for a little while. I do think it's going to stop on Dan, X2I. Yes, it is. Now, you might remember Dan. Dan was the man behind Stadia Source website and GeForce Now Source, which I desperately want him to come up with a new cloud gaming one. He keeps saying he's working on it, but it never happens. Come on, Dan the man. When I send him his code later, I shall say to him, what is going on, brother? Where is this new website so I can use it to steal all my news? Right, young Daniel, let's see what you're going to win. Let's have a little peep. It'd be good to catch up with him, actually. He's a good fella. Well, let's spin the wheel. Girls just want to have fun. Isn't it? Here we go. Labyrinthine Dreams. That was an awkward moment. Choose your own game. But it's not. Is it going to stop on choose your own game? It's going to go all the way to Arid Eve. Oh, choose your game. Play. I don't know why the word play was in there. But that's what young Daniel is going to get. Daniel is leaving tonight on a plane. He's going to get to choose his own game before he does, though. What a lucky fellow. Righty-hoey, let's get back to Lay Welcome. Goodbye to the wheel. Bye-bye, wheel. There it goes. Oh. Well, ladies and gents, the first show of the week is over. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope some of our more what's the word I'm looking for? Our more poignant moments in today's show, you know, hopefully just brought a little smile, maybe just made you feel that little bit warmer, cozier for the week ahead. I know it's going to be a good week for you. I don't need to read the runes. Thank you, Crystal. Bless you. I don't need a crystal ball. Funnily enough, I don't need to read the runes. I just know it's going to be a good week, and it will be a fantastic week because tomorrow, Rokk and Ray, and hopefully a guest as well, because our dear friend William, of course, we're absolutely rooting for him. He's still not in a great place, and he's between, procedures and things. So we send him our absolute love and our best wishes, and we'll count the days till we can have him back. And I'm not sure if David's on tomorrow. I'll have to find out after the show. I'm not going to put him on the spot today. But either way, Ray and myself, we will 100% be on tomorrow, and we're hoping to have a nice little guest or two as well to keep you company and rattle through the old news and a bit of a chuckle, bit of a banter. That's what we'll do tomorrow. Bless you, Ray. Right, guys, have a fantastic Monday. And remember, even if it feels like it's just the start of a nasty old week, it's not. It's the beginning of an amazing journey. Have a fantastic one, and I will look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Take care.